Hey guys, so Facebook Live, that's kind of new to me. I am not used to it. I tried it once just for fun, so yeah, I do hope I get some people in here. That would be nice. I can see people are dropping in here now. That's nice to see. Hey. So, getting ready. Hi Koshe. Hi Morgan. Nice to see you guys. Hey Chris, Joe, I can see you guys. That's so nice. So I'll just wait until I see that some people have joined in. It's really nice to see you folks. I don't know about the lighting in here. I am at my dad's house actually, and if you hear voices or a dog barking or something, it's because there's people talking and a dog barking, so things happen in the background. So yeah, I'll be talking for about half an hour, and oh good, thanks Koshe. Koshe's telling me the lighting is okay, so that's good. It's good to know. So I'm going to be talking a bit about the Sketchbook School course, Exploring, or, well, my part in it. I'm Nina Johansson, for those of you who don't know me from before. And it's going to be a lot of fun to be in Sketchbook School in this course. That's going to be super fun. And in this live, I'm going to just, we're not going to look at me all the time. I'm going to turn the camera so we can look into my current sketchbook and my little drawing kit. So you can see my tools, and I'm going to try actually drawing also. I don't know how that's going to go, drawing and looking at the screen on my phone at the same time. That'll be interesting. But we'll give it a try. I have a little view out the window here, which is kind of, yeah, it's kind of pretty. It's nothing special really. It's a house. It's a garage and a house. And I'll be drawing that, and I'll try to keep up with you guys too. And so anyway, Exploring is starting on Monday, April 17th, and I will be teaching one of the courses. There'll be 5 teachers, and that is fabulous people. I'm so happy to be in the same group with them, actually. It's going to be so much fun. So I'll be following their courses along with you guys, I think. And yeah, and my part in it is about sketching the ordinary. I think, well, urban sketching, you could say, but just not going somewhere pretty or nice or super beautiful, but just go walk out the door where you live and start exploring there, and just draw your everyday surroundings. You'll see, you'll probably start discovering new things there that you didn't notice until you started drawing them, which is always happens to me. When I draw something that I think I know and then start drawing it, then I discover lots of new things, and I see things that I didn't notice before. So that's really interesting. Well, I think as for me, I don't know, many of you may know a little bit about me. I work as an art teacher. I draw a lot. I'm part of the urban sketching movement. And We got a question from Danny here. How did I start urban sketching? I was already urban sketching. I didn't know that it was called urban sketching. I was contacted by Gabby Campanario, who the founder of Urban Sketchers, and he asked me if I wanted to join in and post some of my sketches on a blog. And that's how it started. I think it was I joined in 2007 or 8 maybe. And I don't know, I don't think Danny asked me, how did I become such a USK goddess? I don't think that's, it makes me cringe actually. So I'm just not gonna pretend I saw that question. Sorry. I just need to get my things together here. Anyway, my week in this course is going to be just that. Urban sketching, walk out the door and just start exploring where you are, the ordinary, your everyday surroundings. And I'm going to be doing that here too, because I don't think my face is particularly super interesting to look at for half an hour. I'll be online for half an hour or just about, just so you know. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you what I have lying on the, well, could be a table, but it's actually a chair. And I'm sure this will be a disaster because I have this little tripod for the phone and it tends to not be so sturdy. So we'll see. I'll probably drop the phone on the floor or something. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so here's my kit. And it's a... Hey Viveka, nice to have you joining in. This is a A4, sorry, Stillman and Byrne sketchbook. I use their sketchbooks a lot, and I put stickers on because all my sketchbooks are black and I can't recognize them afterwards, so I'll put something on the front to just see what it is. And I thought I'd start by just flipping through a few pages here and see. This is my current sketchbook, so this is what I'm using right now. I'll just try to raise the camera a bit here, sorry about that. Yeah, I know, stickers are so nice, aren't they? Just so you recognize things. So anyway, just gonna see if I can find the first page in here. So this book, I use it for pretty much everything. I draw stuff from my life, what I'm doing during that day, or just sit down for a while and looking at stuff. So this is from last summer. Been drawing things. So yeah, my uncle's tractor. I've posted it before, so some of you may have seen this before, but still. Some places that I've been to. Last year I joined in the Urban Sketching Symposium in Manchester. Before Manchester I went to Hastings and I drew there a little bit. Of course, drawing at the airport. You have to draw at airports when you're flying. That's just obvious. And yeah, Hastings was a cool place to draw into. So, and then arrived in Manchester, and oh, I got a question here that what series of the sketchbook do you use most? The Stillman and Byrne sketchbook. I use mostly the Alpha series. I like the paper in that one. I have tried the Beta, but yeah, it's a bit, the papers are so sturdy in it that yeah, but it's good too. But Alpha series mostly. So anyway, this is the John Rylands Library, and where my workshop was. I gave a workshop during the symposium, so, and I had to try the place out. And so I was drawing around there for a little bit. I did a messier, well, flip to this side first. I did a messier sketch, unfinished stuff, drawing some details of the building, just to try things out before the workshop. It's good to know your workshop spot before you actually give the workshop. So, and drawing around Manchester was really, really good fun. Such a beautiful city, and all those brick buildings. And it's super cool. And yeah, I'm getting comments here. I should comment. I should publish my sketchbook. I haven't even had the time to think about that. But Chris is asking how, if I sketch a large urban scene, how do you edit for clutter and too much detail? That's a good question. You can't draw everything, right? And so I try to sort of start with the big shapes and then work inwards to smaller and smaller, and yeah, I might edit out a lamppost in the foreground that I really don't need, or you know, move a tree here and there. But I am a detail-oriented sketcher. Yes, someone spotted Lapin here, of course. He's sitting there drawing, and beside him is Suhita. So, but anyway, for the large scenes, I could take this as an example. It's one of the canals, Rochdale Canal, I think, with a boat. Margot, I have to, sorry, I can't really fit the whole book in here. And I put a lot of detail in the boat and in the canal and the other boats back there. But the building, it was so many windows on it. And you just, you know, I can't be bothered. I do have some patience, but not that much. So I kind of just skip the windows, and yeah. So yeah, I do edit things quite a lot, actually. I also make a lot of mistakes. People tend to think that I don't, but I do. So Margot here, I started twice on poor Margot. She was completely the wrong angle in the beginning, but I don't mind. I leave those lines there. I don't think they don't bother me much afterwards. You add color and you get your picture together, and it all works. I kind of like the mistakes too. It's part of the process. So, and we went to an area called Castlefield in Manchester to draw, and that was absolutely amazing. Those bridges with like cast iron detail. It's super interesting. And I'm getting questions in this during the session here. What pens and inks do you like to use? I will get to that. I'll show you my little sketching kit that I always bring with me. So just thought I'd flip through some pages first. I had the opportunity to, in Manchester, also to take part in Don Lowe's workshop, how to sketch people. That was really interesting. And so I used the book for that as well, like practice. And this was an exercise that he was doing. And yeah, so every page doesn't look like a finished thing. Kushi is asking, how do you decide which parts to color and which to leave white? Well, I don't know. I don't think that much, but in the picture with the boat, I thought it was kind of obvious that the boats and the water is the main. It depends on what focus I want in in the drawing. For me, this was obviously about the canal and the boats, and the building is a huge brick building. If I put color to that as well, it would kind of take focus from the canal, so I skipped it. But I wanted some of the windows at least, so you get an idea of the size and all that. So, sorry, I have to find my way back here. Yeah, so drawing during meetings, it's always interesting. And I use mostly ink and watercolors, and as I said, I will get to the materials. I'll show you in a minute after we flip through a bit of the book what I'm using. But yeah, Danny's saying my watercolors always look clean and bright. Well, they might. This is not so clean and bright. I mean, sometimes you need dirty colors as well. But yeah, I love watercolors. You can always play with shades and colors, and you can overdo it a bit. I tend to put on a lot of pigment, and they always dry lighter than when you put them on. So I'm not too scared of overdoing it a bit. So yeah, drawing in museums, always nice. Museum of Science and Industry in Manchester was really, really nice. Lots of airplanes and old cars and yeah, all kinds of stuff. And on the way home, of course, visited Russell Street, had lunch there, and everyone who knows London and who likes Corneliussen's art supply shop, you know that great Russell Street in London, that's where Corneliussen's is. So you have to stop by there, of course. And then some people at Gatwick. Drawing during concerts, it's fun too. This is after the trip to Manchester at our summer house. We went to a jazz concert. Tried to draw there. It's a little more, it's a messier drawing, because obviously you don't have all that much time during concert drawing, so you have to be a little more sloppy. Yeah, the interior of the summer house. It's always interesting to play around with perspective. Trying to, and this is also actually, this fits the theme Drawing the Ordinary, which will be part of my sketchbook school course. You draw the everyday things that I don't normally draw inside my own home, but I did, and it's really interesting. You should try it. You should try it. You'll see. You'll discover things even at home. Yeah. And then there's this thing I have for old cars that I really like, and I draw cars because a few years back I had really huge problems drawing cars and vehicles and stuff. It's really difficult. I don't think they follow the same rules of perspective as everything else in the world. So I decided to give it a try, or you know, really start practicing. So now I've been drawing cars for a few years, and I'm kind of getting the hang of it, kind of. And older cars are more fun to draw than new cars. So if I spot an old car somewhere and I know I have a little bit of time, I'll stop by and draw it. Drawing around Stockholm, of course. We are now a bunch of urban sketchers there too. We meet every month and we head out somewhere in the city to draw. So this was last August. We went to a place called Årsta in Stockholm and drew there. And it's a lot of fun. And yeah, Kungliga Dramatiska Teatern in Stockholm. I don't even know the English name. The Royal Dramatic Theatre, maybe. The big theatre in the city. It's an old one. That's also an Urban Sketchers outing. Went sketching there. Sketching at an exhibition, my own exhibition actually. That was kind of interesting. And a hi Alvin, nice to see you. Nice to see all the people joining in here. It's really good fun to have you around. I'm glad you joined us. And yeah, I thought it was kind of fun. Where I live, there's an old cinema theater where they give life drawing sessions. And it's like a cool place where you sit in the cinema salon and you have the model on the stage. There's actually a cinema screen back here, and so it's like an audience looking at a nude. It's kind of a strange place, but a really nice place too, where you can draw life drawing sessions. I'm getting questions while I'm talking. Do I draw in pencil first? No, usually not. I did today. We'll get to that picture. But usually I just go for ink immediately, and I do make mistakes, lots. So, and I don't finish everything either. Here's a drawing from the underground in Stockholm, Tunnelbanan. It's a station called Kungsträdgården, and I didn't finish it. And I hate unfinished drawings in my book, but yeah, whatever. It's not that important. I do use fountain pens. I'm getting some questions about my materials. Again, I will get to that. We'll take a sneak peek in my sketching kit. This particular page is from the city library, the public library in Stockholm, which is kind of an architecture classic. And drawing this, I was trying to figure out how would it be possible to kind of overdo the perspective so I could draw both the ceiling and the floor at the same time, because this is a cylindrical room. It would be cool to be able to get it all on paper. So I asked in the Urban Sketchers Facebook group, and I got so many good advice. I had to go back there and try again. I haven't had time yet, but I had to print out and save those great tips for later use. So I have these. I will give it another try for sure. Yeah. So yeah, and I do elaborate sketches here and drawings, and I do simple little things, sort of this one, like a grid, where I just went around the home and drew whatever, It's really interesting too. Just walking around your own house, you don't really look at things until you draw them, really. So I haven't filled the grid yet. I will at some point. And drawing in the car is good fun. I have the opportunity or the good luck or whatever to not get car sick. And so I draw in the car when I'm not driving it, and it's good fun actually. It's difficult perspective, and there are no straight lines in a car really, but you can overdo it a lot, and it's fun to play with. So yeah, everyday things happening. I hurt a toe, and the doctor said you should take foot baths with soap in them, so I did, and I sat there drawing at the same time. Yes, you can always draw. There's always place for, it's always a good time for drawing, And yeah. So I've been traveling a bit, drawing on the airplane, drawing at a theater performance, and in the street in Lisbon. A quick one, or well, quite quick one. I didn't have time to finish it. And watercolors, of course, that's so lovely to play around with. And these sketches are like the four different times of day of the exact same spot. Trying out the colors, I was amazed at how this is in outside Lisbon. It's a tiny island out in the sea there, and yeah, trying out the different colors. It's amazing how many different looks a place can have, depending on the light of day and the weather and the time and the sun moving and all that. So I got a question here. When I draw people, do I care if they see me drawing them? Well, yeah, probably. If they seem to look uncomfortable with it, I would probably care. So yeah, I think I would. But I have never been in the situation that someone discovers it and kind of confronts me with it, but yeah, it's kind of awkward if they do and if they don't feel comfortable with me drawing them, but yeah, it hasn't happened that much. Flowers are good fun too. I always sketch a bouquet of flowers if I can. Another Urban Sketches outing in Stockholm at a museum. And this is my latest endeavor. I have been invited to draw in a veteran garage where some mechanics or gentlemen are taking care of old fire trucks. It's really a cool place to draw in. It's incredibly fun. I got a question again here. What's the best advice I can give to someone who is just starting to draw and sketch and who wants to do what I do? I think the first advice and the best advice would be to just draw and draw and draw and practice a lot. Look at what others do, and try to learn from people, but draw a lot because you need practice. Practice, I think. And I'm also getting lots of thumbs up here and comments about my drawings being beautiful and colors are amazing, and thank you so much for that. I'm so happy to hear that. It's really good to hear that you like what I do. That's really cool. And I'm just showing this page is like is when it doesn't work so well. I should have known it. I started here, which on this building in Old Town in Stockholm, and so the mistake was I didn't fit the whole building in at the top, and I didn't fit all the doors in at the bottom. So this was a huge mistake. But anyway, question again: how many sketchbook have I filled? I have no idea. Maybe 20, 25. It's not that many actually. Yeah. Another Urban Sketches outing at Långholmen in Stockholm. This is an old prison on one of the islands there. It was good fun. It was windy and a bit cold, but it was good fun to draw there. Line drawing, I might put color on it. It's the view from one of my friends' balcony. It was quite amazing. How much time do I spend on each drawing? Oh, depends. Big drawings with lots of details, maybe 2 hours. Smaller drawings, less detail, half an hour, 40 minutes. I don't know. Usually when I draw, time kind of disappears, so I don't keep track really, but yeah, it takes time though. It does. I'm quite slow. when I draw. So this is another one from the Veteran Garage. It was good fun to be there and see these guys working on these old cars. This is an old ambulance, obviously, and the care they give to these cars is kind of cool. And I get to go there and sketch whenever I like when they're there to work on the cars. So, and it's really a lot of fun. Yeah, and then this thing, this didn't go so well. This was from today. I was drawing a motorcycle, so now I'm discovering that when I figured out how to draw cars, I realized that I really am not that good with motorcycles. I had to start over. And the second dry was better, actually. That's my dad's renovation project. And yeah, I got another question here. How do you store your sketchbook? I store them in a bookcase, and I don't have that many. They fill like 1.5 shelf maybe in a not too big bookshelf. So, and another question is, what size is your sketchbook? This one is A4, which is kind of the standard paper size here. And I do use different sizes. I actually like it better with half the size, like lying down, like a landscape. A5 suits me better, but I'm trying this, and it's good fun to go bigger. And anyway, I said I will say something about my sketching tools. This is my usual toolkit, I guess. I bought it from Expeditionary Art, so I didn't make it myself. You could probably, but I don't have the energy or the patience for that. So, and this holds, I change things in it. I switch them out sometimes, but this is pretty much all I need. So I do use fountain pens. I love those. And right now I'm enjoying these guys. I just have to show you this if possible. Like the fountain pen with Fude nibs, they have a nib that is bent upwards, and so if you hold it at a steep angle you get a thinner line, and if you lean it a bit more you get really broad lines. So it's good fun to draw with. Not always easy to control, but they're nice. I use waterproof ink, or as waterproof as you can do in a fountain pen without ruining the pen. I use De Atramentis document ink these days. It's really good. They come in all kinds of colors. I use mostly black and blue. And yeah, they're good. This is another one of these Fude nibs. Like a bent, I hope you can see that. I'm trying to focus, like a bent nib. It's good. The nib is called a Fude nib. I think there's a longer name as well, but I didn't care to learn that actually. And I can use the pen upside down to get really fine lines. Most of them can do that. And then the Lamy Safari, which is a good working horse fountain pen. They're really good. I have a few different sizes and colors. Yeah, they're good. I do have a pencil. I used it today with a motorcycle sketch for the first time in a very long time. I don't usually do pencil first. And then for those days in Sweden when it's cold and you can't use the fountain pen because the ink freezes or just never dries. I go for these guys, Unipen fine line, really good. Oh, sorry about the focus. Unipen fine liners. I have an 0.3 in here, and I have a gray pen too. 0.32, I think. A grey one. Grey color is good for background and stuff. Yeah, so those are the pens that I have. And this art toolkit, I'll show you this just so I don't get any questions about it later, because I don't really know that much about it, but I bought it and I love it a lot. Expeditionary Art Toolkit.com, where you get these super small watercolor kits. So, and these are magnetic, so you can change out a color if you want, which is really handy. Oh, the sun is coming in here and ruining the focus of the camera, but these are really practical, so you can refill a few and change colors easily. Just change these little pans if you want to change the color. So these are actually good, and they're better than they look. I mean, look at the size of it. It's a card holder, so really nifty little things. And I have two because I have some different colors in them. And back here I have some water brushes. I have a blue fine liner as well. And I have some real paint brushes as well, like the travel brush thing. I like big brushes. These are better than the water brushes, I think. But yeah, you can't always bring out a jar of water and all that. So water brushes are good otherwise. Oh, thanks. Danny posted a link here to the art toolkit. In the palettes, I use, I think I have mostly Daniel Smith colors in this one. I use Daniel Smith and I use Winsor and Newton, whichever I can find in the stores. They're both good, I think. So yeah, that's what I'm carrying around, and then a rag for like wiping off the water brushes and whatnot. So that's a good thing. It holds everything you need. And yeah, so I was going to try to draw a little bit here, but I don't know how to keep track of what you guys are saying at the same time, but I'll give it a try. A little sketch of the view out the window here. I can see like a little garage actually, so I'm going to try go for that. It's quite special. Now when I draw, I just kind of draw in ink, usually, directly, because it takes so much time to deal with pencil first. It's good, of course. I mean, I do sometimes. Like for drawing motorcycles today, that was difficult. And of course I use a pencil if I have to, but usually I try to go for pen directly first because it's faster. And I'm not too bothered either with mistakes. I don't care too much. Oh, I actually made it too tall, I think. Oh, of course, my ink runs out now. That figures. So there's a sort of a load of firewood under a roof out here, so I'm trying to get that in there too. I'm sitting at a very funny angle here because the phone is kind of in my way, so yeah, but I'll do my best. Okay, and I'm trying to get a good look at this shed-like thing outside this garage where people are keeping firewood. Oh gosh, there's really a lot of wood there. I wonder how much time they spent cutting that, chopping it, or whatever you say in English. There's a lot of it. Obviously I won't like bring in all the details here, but yeah. I'm getting a question here. Is the line wiggly because of the nib, the paper, or my screen? I think it's because of my hand, probably. I don't know. This line is wiggly because it's a corrugated roof, if that's what you mean. But otherwise, I don't do that many super straight lines because I can't. This pen is actually drying out. I need to change. Sorry. I'll go for the fine liner instead. Yeah, it's good fun to do a Facebook Live when you're drawing because it's kind of hard to talk at the same time, so it should be interesting. Anyway, this is full of firewood and I don't have to draw all the details in that, but just kind of try to find some kind of mark that shows somehow what's in there. And now here's an interesting thing. There's a tree here. So I don't have to do all the details. Yay! That's good. Actually, this roof is supposed to be a little longer. You can just see that now. See, I do make mistakes, and they're not dangerous in any way. You just keep going. So we're having trouble seeing everything out there because there's actually a huge tree in the foreground too here, and I'm not gonna draw that. I'm gonna pretend it's not there. As a little answer to someone who asked, what do you keep in the image and what do you not draw? You have to sort of decide along the way, but the tree that's right in the way of my face here is not going to make it into the drawing, so yeah. see, I'm going to change pens here. So, sorry, let me find a pen here. I got a question. Do I draw first and then watercolor, or do I watercolor first and then draw? I usually draw first, and then I put in some watercolors. There's a lot of stuff standing here. So, anyway, I like drawing first. The drawing process is so nice. It's like I'll try to add another little building back here. Yeah, the drawing process is so nice. I think that's what I enjoy most. I think drawing, seeing and drawing, figuring out what's out there and how to capture it, the right angles and so on. And then colors. I don't always color things, but that's good fun too. But I draw first. Right. Oh, now I'm getting blinded by the sun here. We had really bad weather the whole day. And of course now that I'm trying to draw live somehow, then the sun is out, blinding me. It's good though. I love sun. Shouldn't complain. Only I can't really see what I'm looking at. So, and we have a rather big house back here somewhere, but I'm going to add that too. Oh, sorry, too big. It's in the background, so don't have to do so much detail. Yeah. And what more? What more is there to add into this drawing? There's a house back here too. I didn't see that before, actually. See? You always discover things when you draw. I've looked out this window quite a few times, but I never noticed that guy. Anyway. And then there's a lot of trees back there. I like using blue for background. It's kind of oh, sorry, I just tore my pen apart. Blue in the background is kind of helping to push things back a bit. It's kind of a cool trick, I think. I'm going to add some branches. I love branches. It's hard to do, but it's fun too, because that's when it becomes a tree, right? So obviously I don't draw every one of them. So what else is there in the can I add something more? Yeah, there's a tree here actually. This huge, old, beautiful, I don't know what kind of tree it is, because, yeah, they don't have any leaves yet, so I can't tell. And I'm really bad at trees. I should be ashamed. I don't know that many kinds, actually. It's kind of embarrassing. And now you all know it. And this is what I really like about drawing also, is that while you're drawing, you get this, or at least I do, I get absolutely calm. It's a bit like meditating, I think. I haven't tried meditating though, so I shouldn't talk, but it's like you're concentrating so hard on one thing that, yeah, it's really relaxing, you know. You don't get to think about your, yeah, I don't know, if you have problems or things that you maybe should be thinking about. You really can't do it while drawing, or I can't anyway. And then there's kind of an edge here. Grass. There's a tree over here too. Lots of trees here. And if I often discover that, oh, I drew a house and now there's a tree in front of it. I just kind of draw across the house. It doesn't matter that much. And especially if you're putting color on afterwards, no one will notice anyway. Keep your mistakes in there. Or that's what I do anyway. It's part of the process. Somehow. I think I'm not gonna draw that much more. Oh my gosh, there's a huge tree here. I missed it. Sorry, tree. It's so big, it has to be in the picture. On the edge here. Kind of leaning over. It's looking a bit dangerous, actually. I have to change my head position every time I look out the window, actually, so that's why I'm kind of making stops in my drawings. I just read a comment here. She missed a twig. Of course I missed a twig. I like missing twigs. But that's funny. I'm missing lots of twigs. And lots of trees back here, but and I'm getting some comments here. I can see you, a lot of you people also seem to agree that you feel kind of calm when drawing. And yeah, that's true. And then there is like a tree line back here somehow. So people talking in the background here, but there you go. I'm going to add a little bit of color to this before I end this session, just to kind of, yeah. Now it's actually nice that the sun is shining. Because then you get some shadows and everything. Oh, sorry. I refilled this palette yesterday, so the paints are kind of still wet, which is not always a good thing. So I don't know how well this will go, because I'm trying to keep an eye on my phone screen as well, which is not always a good thing when drawing. I'm going to put something underneath. So I lean the book a little bit, because then the paints will want to run downwards and I won't get that many like blooming watercolors, you know. Those little spots that you usually don't want when you paint watercolors. So I like using a real paintbrush better, but I'm indoors and I don't think the people here would appreciate it with me flinging paint. I don't draw. If I use a real paintbrush and a jar of water, I don't use the rag to wipe off the paintbrush. I flick it in the air so the paint kind of flies off of it. You can't do that indoors. People don't like it seems. So I'm just getting the roofs there. So the wood. So, and it's still just spring here, so the grass isn't, it's not super green. I'm a bit north of Stockholm. It did actually snow today, so, but there's no snow on the ground. Yeah. I'm trying to find a few different shades of green here, because there's a lot of different colors going on out there. I'm getting a question here again with, do I fade colors in the background? Yes, I do. I try to either fade them or make them more bluish, sort of, so that because, yeah, blue and cold colors seem to push back into the background, so I do try to do that. And now here's when this is very hard. I can't really do what I want with a paintbrush because my phone is in the way, actually. So you'll have to bear with me. This isn't perfect, but who needs perfect, right? That's a nice comment, Danny. I'm getting some nice comments here. People are telling me, like, it looks so easy, and we know better, right? Like, as if it's hard to paint watercolors. But, well, it is kind of hard, but it can be at least. But, it's fun. It's like a constant search of tone and value, I guess. And I find it hard to paint with these brushes. They're not quite what I would like. I'm doing like a line here because I'm not going to use the whole page for this, so that's why I'm kind of ending the drawing there. So there's a bit of shadow here. Yeah, so I hope that in the exploring course you will I hope you will like the assignment that I'm going to give you there too, which is all about discovering the ordinary things around you. And of course, you don't have to use watercolors. I like watercolors, but it's up to you what you like. I like them because you can do almost anything with them. They're my I don't know, #1 choice of coloring method, but you can use whatever you like, of course. I'm trying to read some of the questions here. Will I be teaching how to mix colors? Well, at least you will watch me doing it. So, and it's been a while since we filmed it. So, oh, sorry. I don't believe I got in like really into depth of mostly like watercoloring technique, but you will see me use the watercolors and how I do it at least. And I think you'll get the hang of it if you're new to watercolors. And someone here says that it's hard to get a smooth wash with a water brush. It really is. I'm not too crazy about water brushes. Actually, I don't think they're easy to use. Oh no, it didn't. It's not green anymore. Also, there's a question if there's a big difference between artist grade and student grade watercolors. Yes, there is a big difference. And I will be showing you, not the difference between them, but I'll show you some color charts from my palettes. I hope that will be clarifying a bit, because, oh, sorry. It is a huge difference between student grade. They don't contain as much pigment, so if you can afford it, you don't need that many colors. You can start out with like, I don't know, 8 colors maybe, and get very far with that. So I would rather have like 6 or 8 artist grade watercolors than 1,000 student grade, I think. What I will do in the course is I will explain how I think when I mix colors. I won't show every mix or so on, but I'll explain the way why am I mixing this red with that green or whatever. I'll explain that to you for sure. So there will be a little bit about mixing as well in the course. So, wow. I don't know if you are very neat when you watercolor, but I'm usually not. I just need a shadow color for this building, and the palette was already dirty, so I can sort of keep using that. I just added some more paints into it. Sorry, I apparently can't speak and paint at the same time. At least not the whole time. So yeah, I should add some little color to this tree up front here. See that corner of the house back there? It's behind the tree. Those things happen. And I'm not too thorough with the trees here, so I'm just gonna leave them there. There you go. I'm not gonna super finish this drawing because I'm soon gonna leave the online world, but I will finish these trees, that's all. And I could keep going with this for a while, and I probably will actually, but offline, because I need to hang out for a bit with my family here. So what I would do if I keep going at this, I would keep I might leave 1 or 2 trees white, but otherwise I'll keep adding a few stems here with bluer color to push them back into the background, and probably work some more on shadows from the houses, and because the sun is up here somewhere, so all the shadows are coming this way. So I would keep working for a little bit with that. But this is how I usually work. I draw with an ink pen, and then I paint. And I don't draw every detail. Sometimes it's enough to paint the details afterwards. If you know you're going to put paint, you don't have to draw everything. You can put details in with paint as well. So, I'm just going to see if I have any more questions here that I missed, because it's hard to look at the phone screen and the sketchbook at the same time. Someone thought it was good to see me mixing. Well, that's good. You're going to be seeing some of that in the exploring course as well. And yeah, and I'm going over the same puddles in the palette and just adding color. I mean, usually when you look at things outside, you don't see pure orange or pure purple or pure green. Everything is kind of a little bit dirty. So yeah, I just kind of keep working in the same area on the palette. You just add enough of the next color, and it will be a little bit dirty from the color that was already there, and it'll be perfect. The reality out there is usually not super clean colors, so it'll work. And yeah, I might, if I actually do need a very clean yellow, then yeah, I might clean the palette first, but otherwise I just kind of keep working here. And it's a super small palette, but as I said, it's really, really nice to use. I can even use a big paintbrush. These paint wells are not deep, so I have to refill them now and then. But the surface of them is quite big, so you can use a big paintbrush on them, which is really handy. So, and someone missed the sketchbook I'm using. It's a Stillman & Burn. And it's super nice. Actually, the Alpha series takes a lot of paint. It takes several layers of paint, and it dries quickly if the temperature is reasonable, which it is indoors here. Outdoors, it's not yet. It's quite cold. But I can do quite a lot of layers of paint on this. That's why I love the paper. It's good for ink, but it's also good for the paint. So that's perfect. So yeah. Danny, you're saying that you had some rust problems with this. I do too. I have it underneath here. See, it's kind of there's a little bit of rust in there, but it still works, right? And I don't usually look underneath my paint pans, so I don't care that much. Actually, it works. And I saw that someone said they painted the underside, the bottom of these with, I don't know, some kind of color, nail polish maybe, and that kind of took care of the problems. I haven't bothered yet. I think it's fine. So it still works. It's still magnetic, so it's great. Someone asked if I could please post the finished picture later on the Sketchbook School page. I could certainly do that. I'll try to do it as quickly as I can. So yeah, I'm just going to check if there are any more questions. Otherwise, I will leave you guys soon. Just reading through. I'm scrolling. Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Right here, so. Oh wow, that's sunshine. See? It's kind of unreal after all this gray weather we had today. So, I'm going to do this because I'm getting the sun in my eyes. So yeah, I'm gonna finish here. So I hope at least you got a little bit of an idea of, well, how I work, but also this is part of my Drawing the Ordinary class in the Sketchbook School course Exploring. So my part is about going out there, drawing the ordinary around you, your ordinary surroundings, which is something I liked. So this is, I'm not at home now, I'm at someone else's home. So, but this is like what I saw out the window here, what I was drawing just now. And it's not, you know, you don't have to go places. You don't have to go to super neat, you know, the most beautiful spot in the city or something to draw. You just walk out the door, or even like here, look out your window and draw. So it will be, my course will be urban sketching, and but in a very ordinary setting, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys, and I'm gonna post this image once it's done. And then I'll check in the Sketchbook School where this video is posted. If you have more questions if I missed something here, then post a question there and maybe I can just answer it there. So that would be nice. It's been nice having you along. Thanks for joining. And sorry for scrolling here, like pointing at the camera. Yeah, so hope you join the course as well, and I'm I'm going to be actually tagging along in the other teachers' courses as well. So I'll be joining you there because it's so much fun to. I'm so happy to be in this group of teachers, you know. So, bye. I'm going to hang out with my people here now. So, have a good time and I'll see you in the course. Okay? Bye.